Hello and welcome to the 2020 season GTE race day event. First thing you want to do is make sure you choose the car that has the highest level. See, I'm at level 6, and then look at the drivers. Make sure you choose your driver with the highest level so you get a PR boost. You don't want to pick a car that you haven't earned yet, because at the end of this whole event, you pick a car then. So here you want to keep building up the car that you've already been working on, because we're going to get to keep the principal XP we're going to earn through this event. And I'm going to get more into that later. I'll show you examples. Again, all the tuning you had last time, that's still gone. And all the tuning you do this time is going to be gone. And yeah, that kind of sucks. But we get to keep the principal XP. And if you earn any driver levels, you'll get to keep that. So this first event, pretty easy. Warming up the tires, but you know, day one events or stage one events are generally pretty easy. And I've done really no tests at all. Don't really remember driving this car on this track. I probably have, but I'm not quite sure how deep I can drive it into the corners, and so I just need to experiment a little bit. I might make some mistakes. Looks like there's no trouble hitting speed. I could have even slowed down and hit speed again if I wanted to. Absolutely no reason for that. This car has extremely high grip for its speed and acceleration. So here we can now upgrade these cars a lot more and find out what they're really capable of. In the other event, it really felt... the grip felt exaggerated because the acceleration and top speed are so low. And here we're going to be able to get them higher in this event. So as you can see, really no trouble here. And on this track, you can really push the limits of this track. So it's always good to know how far can you push it as far as off track's concerned. And we will get more and more into that later. So there you go. That's the earnings that you can earn for this race. And let's get on to the next one. All right, and so we've got Norm and Eric, and so this is an average speed. Don't sweat it here. This shouldn't be hard at all because, again, it's just stage one. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be hitting average speed right away. And this track, in this type of car, you can actually carry a decent amount of speed at this track. You know, we've got, even this isn't a 90-degree corner. It's a little bit of a sharper corner. The sharpest corner is coming up here at the top of this hill. Other than that, the corners are a lot more flowy, or a lot more flowing. And I think I might be able to brake. Let's see here. I didn't take that corner very well, so I was late into the gas. There's distance markers everywhere on this track, so it's pretty easy to get a sense of where you can brake. So look on your left there. You can see those distance markers going by. And if you're braking at the right point, but you have the wrong trajectory, it's not going to work very well for you. So you got to start turning at the right time and braking at the right time. Now, if you're not familiar with me, I don't use any assists. I haven't used them for a long time. Oop, blew that one a bit. So that means my steering assist is off, my brake assist is off, and my traction control is off. And here you can see I'm using Tilt B controls. And a lot of people ask me about steering sensitivity. I've got my steering sensitivity on 2 for this car, and that feels good for me. There's not necessarily a right or wrong steering sensitivity, although you'll find that the really fast drivers tend to run between 0 and 4. You're not going to find guys much higher than that are really fast, but I have known the odd guy that is. So it can also depend on your device. When I first went to no assist racing, I actually used steering sensitivity 10. I have no idea how I did that now. I can't even stay on the track if I do that now. But when I first did it, that's kind of what I needed to do. And then I slowly dropped it here and there over, maybe about a year and a half, as it felt natural to do it. So although some of these corners are greater than a 90-degree turn, because they're a little bit of a longer corners, they flow nicely. And some of these are interesting because we also are having elevation changes, and that can really affect your braking points as well, of course. Like if you're heading downhill, well, you're gonna have to brake differently. This corner, I'm surprised. I keep driving this one in deeper and deeper, and it just sticks, and I'm into the gas really early. So very surprised about that. I guess I shouldn't be. I haven't done any upgrades on this car yet. And there you go. Very easy stage. Again, this is more of the introduction day. Get used to the car. Very little restrictions on these races. You know, not a bunch of stuff like no off track and no skidding and no this and no that. This one's a little bit tricky. Really confused me at first. I actually had to run this one a couple of times. There's a drafting element here. And so at first I thought we had a draft behind Zoe because that's usually what we do. That's not what it says. You've got to get her into your draft. So as you can see here, I'm drafting, but it's not counting. So then I've got to get in front of Zoe and then slow down, let her catch up a little bit, stay in front. And there you see the drafting counts. So if you're confused a little bit, that's what you do. And the other concern is Norm, but it really shouldn't be a concern because this is stage 1. But it's always concerning when it says you have to lap someone. And I'm expecting Norm to be in an old car, you know, something slow. Otherwise it wouldn't make a lot of sense that we would be lapping him. So let's see here. This is a corner you have to start. Well, I turned a little bit too early there. I actually went off track. Coming up here, I'm starting to brake using the third sign on your left. So there's 1, 2, and I'm braking right about at the third sign, but you have to make sure that you're steering soon enough and then into the gas. On the right, there's more distance markers, and I'm actually braking after the last one. So, and then you're into the gas pretty heavy. Oh, look, there's Norm already. No distance markers there, but there's reference points, and oh, and then the race just ends. He was driving the same car, but I guess just driving slow. So that's, well, we'll call him Sunday Drive Norm for that race at least. Maybe he was having some car troubles. Okay, pretty easy stage. And here we're gonna get some more cars on the track. Weave in and out, don't get damaged. And that shouldn't be a problem. I'm not expecting these guys to be very fast. All right, starting in 7th place. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. I'm really not braking until the 4th sign, but again, I anticipate there's going to be a problem in this event like there has been in every event. And that is, on the beginning of a partial lap, if you're using assists, I'm guessing they're going to make you drive really badly because I'm noticing the bots are driving really bad on these partial laps, and then they drive better for the remainder of the laps. So that generally means that assists are going to be treating you pretty bad on that first partial lap. So you might need to do things like you might need to maybe turn off a brake assist for that partial lap, or if you run brake assist high, maybe you should go brake assist low for those partial laps. Steering assist might be acting goofy too, making you drive in the middle of the track, but it should be fine when you get into the main laps. And track day and race day events they're designed to be easy. So you should be able to pass these just fine, even with assists on. That's kind of how they're designed. Oops, kind of blew that a little bit. And I'm gonna catch a little bit of draft. I really like that drafting is enabled all the time in events these days. That makes the events a lot more enjoyable because drafting is a big part of racing, so I really like that. And there we go, there's 1st and 2nd place already. And I've got 1 more lap to go, so I will not be able to optimize this corner because Norm's right there. Norm, I'm just gonna shove you off there. Sunday Drive Norm, goodbye. And then we got Santos. Well, let's see if we can have just a little bit of fun with Santos. Nothing too crazy. These are really grippy cars, so I'm not sure. I'm not supposed to damage my car, so I'm gonna shove him off a little bit. There we go. Get into the corner. What? Whoa, what's he doing? I guess he's returning the favor. That's kind of funny. I like it when bots fight back, to be honest. The downside of that is sometimes if you get hit hard by a bot, you will fail the stage when it says no damage. So you probably should be careful of that. You might just want to do a clean pass rather than what I was doing there. Either way, as you can see, not any trouble at all on this stage. Again, here you can brake really late and get into the throttle nicely. Braking after the red and white rumble strip ends, this is a nice full throttle section. And here, you're just on the brakes for a tiny bit. Right when I reach that last sign, on the brakes for a bit, back into the gas. And here, not really a great reference point. I struggle with that corner sometimes, so I'll have to work on that. And that takes us to the end of stage 1. No tuning was required yet, but you know that's going to be coming because events like this have a minimum PR requirement at certain points. I will be putting up a playlist link here, as well as another video for your entertainment value. Please subscribe if you want to get the next videos as soon as possible. Thank you for joining me, and I'll be getting up to stage 2 as soon as I can.